NewsMan leads the way. Independent college sound. Beat corporate to the ground. Richmond 2.1. WDC, the shining sun. Top 3 in the radio race. Sam NewsMan takes first place. Sam NewsMan will be there. Feel the groove everywhere. College spirit makes us proud. Richmond voices sing out loud. Corporate giant shake with fear. Sam's beats ring far and near. Students cheer and spread the word. Sam's the one you must have heard. From the campus to the town, no one brings the station down. Independent all the way. Sam NewsMan forever stay. Sam NewsMan will be there. Feel the groove everywhere. College spirit makes us proud. Richmond voices sing out loud.
You could accept the fact that the city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. Biblical. What it means is Old Testament, Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling. 4 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes. Sea it rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria.
Here I am. Hey, just a cotton-picking minute. This don't look like the Coachella Valley to me.
Whoa, hold on. What did he say? Hold on. What did he say?
Hey, just a cotton-picking minute. This don't look like the Coachella Valley to me.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. So here it is. And I've been saying this for years. I cannot believe we still haven't canceled Bugs Bunny yet. You know, with him saying that type of language, you know, because you can't say that anymore. Hold on. Can we just play it? Do we have it one more time? We need to play it one more time. Hang on just a moment.
Here I am. Hey, just a cotton-picking minute.
There it is. There it is. See, you can't say that anymore. And I've been telling people for years that Bugs Bunny just needs to be canceled. He needs to be canceled. You cannot use that type of language. It's 2026. In fact, it is the 16th day of May in the year 2026. It's 12:15 here on the East Coast. And you know what? Just for S and G's one more time, let's just hear it again.
Here I am. Hey, just a cotton-picking minute.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you what right now. Bugs Bunny needs to be canceled. Can't be saying anything like that ever. It's terrible. Listen, especially in this day and age, somebody's going to get offended. And here I am having to do this on a Saturday. And this is not the only thing. Hold on. We have more. We have more canceling video that needs to sit there and happen. Listen, I tell people this all the time about Bugs Bunny. And here we go. Let's see. We got one more. Hold on just a moment here.
One little, 2 little, 3 little engines. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little engines. Uh-oh, sorry, that one was a half-breed. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little engines. 10 little engine boys.
See, there it is. See, wait, can you imagine somebody going on and saying that? And I've been telling people once again for years that Bugs Bunny just needs to be canceled. Absolutely ridiculous language coming from Bugs Bunny. One more time. Oh, we want to play that one more time. Okay. All right. Yeah.
One little, two little, three little engines. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little engines. Uh-oh, sorry, that one was a half-breed. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little engines. 10 little engine boys.
I can't believe it. And yet they still play this stuff for Saturday morning cartoons. They still play it. What is it, Me TV? I'm completely offended. This is terrible. I'm starting a movement now, canceling Bugs Bunny. That's what needs to happen. And we're going to start it right now, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Can't say that type of language anywhere. And Bugs Bunny, shame on you, Bugs. Shame on you, specifically here in the year 2026. Anyways, broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. You're listening to WDCE 90.1 FM, setting the standard and raising the bar, the only way a real award-winning media puppet knows how to do. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this, of course, is Saturday, May 16th in the year 2026. It has been an interesting week, ladies and gentlemen, an interesting week, and I have no idea where exactly to start, but I did see a couple of things this morning that did catch my attention. But before we get into that, I did want to tell everybody that this is our 8th year on the radio. 8 years here we've done this. So 8 years here broadcasting from the University of Richmond. Now, if you're not familiar with how this all started, well, it started out as drive time. Drive time in the afternoon back in 2018. 2018 is when we started this program. It was between 5 and 7 in the evening. Hold on, what was that? The social media? Oh, you guys have the social media. Oh, so the internet's working this week. Oh, how about that? Well, I'll be darned. Yeah, so we have the social media up and running. At Sam Newsman, all over social media is where you're going to find me. At Sam Newsman, all over social media is where you will find me. We're broadcasting live. We have the Sam Cams on. Okay. We have the Sam Cams on here on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sam Newsman is where you're going to see. Well, because, of course, if you're here locally, what you're going to do is you just turn on your radio, WDC 90.1 FM. But then you might be sitting around saying, well, listen, you know what? That is amazing, an amazing, incredible puppet voice. And you might think to yourself, well, hey, I might want to see that beautiful puppet face. So far be it from me to keep this beautiful puppet face from you. Usually the internet does that. But because the internet's working today, you can watch us. You can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Try to get some other things up and running next week. We do have Kick. We do have TikTok. We have X. But these are the 3 that we were able to work out today. So once again, you can see my beautiful puppet face as opposed to just hearing my beautiful puppet voice on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Sam Newsman, all over social media, is where you will find me. Like I said, I was getting back to how this all began, giving you a little bit of a history lesson here. We started 8 years ago, 2018. And so we are celebrating 8 years here on the radio. Now, a few years ago, it was very interesting. It was brought to my attention that there's a little tiny competition going around. And that competition is from the Richmond Times-Dispatch. So what we did is we decided to put our name in the hat, if you will, the proverbial hat. And what happened is that we ended up making the top 5 about 4 years ago. We made the top 5. And that was very interesting. It was like, oh, cool. So out of all of the interesting, let's say, radio programs that are here around, of course, you have your top 40 radio stations, your adult contemporary, your hip hop, your country, your talk radio. All of those were a part of it. But then all of a sudden, here comes little old me broadcasting from this little old 8-mile signal here out of the University of Richmond. And we made the top 5 for best local morning radio show. Then 3 years ago, we ended up getting 3rd place. The following year after that, it was 2nd place. And then the year after that, which was last year, we were voted 1st place as the best local morning radio show in all of Richmond, Virginia, by the readers of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. We've come a long way. And of course, I will tell you guys that we are in that nomination round again, where you need to go to tinyurl.com/Sam Newsman, tinyurl.com/Sam Newsman. However, this time, it is not for the morning radio show. We are in the afternoon. It is 12:22 here in the afternoon. So we will be doing the afternoon category for best local afternoon show. So when you go to tinyurl.com/Sam Newsman, you scroll down to best afternoon radio show, you will see my name, Sam Newsman, WDCE. You're going to nominate me there. But then you're going to scroll down to the best morning radio show. You're going to see Saturday morning radio. Now, were you listening this morning? Because this morning we had an amazing guest. We had Mike Gordon, who is the mastermind of this Motuniverse convention that's happening out in California next week. Motu being Masters of the Universe. And so we had a wonderful conversation. If you missed it, we'll try to post it up online. And you'll be able to hear that there. They're going to be having the con next week. This convention was very interesting because unlike other conventions that have funding and all this other stuff from corporations and advertisers and stuff, this was a Kickstarter-driven convention. So, which is absolutely incredible. Imagine just sitting there saying, hey, I'm going to start a convention using Kickstarter. Well, Mike Gordon did the job. And now they're having all kinds of guests, Alan Oppenheimer, Mike Young, William Stout. If those names don't mean anything to you, well, then guess what? You're not a Masters of the Universe fan, because those names should mean something. And it's very, very interesting to see that a little old Kickstarter campaign is now an amazing convention that's going to be held next weekend out in California, just south of LA. But I do want to thank Mike Gordon, who was with us earlier today. Like I said, the mastermind behind the Motuniverse, which I said right out of the gate. People have been saying Motu Universe, and they can't even talk right. I mean, if you just read, it's very simple. If you just read, ladies and gentlemen, Motuniverse. So it's just one word, Motuniverse. And follow him online on Instagram, Eternian Royalty. He had a couple of tickets. So if you're out there in California and you'd like to go to the show, reach out to him. There's a couple of tickets that he has for the weekend to give away on behalf here of Saturday Morning Radio and Sam Newsman Live. So reach out to him, Eternian Royalty, on Instagram. He's got a couple of tickets for you. Just tell him that Sam Newsman sent you, and he'll be able to give you those tickets for next week's convention. But once again, like I said, Saturday Morning Radio, it's a radio-only show. We don't turn on the Sam cams during that, and we focus specifically on nostalgia, cartoons, action figures, toys, video games, wrestling, all the fun magic stuff in the morning when you used to enjoy Saturday morning. And of course, now it's, Saturday morning went the way of the dodo. Familiar with the dodo, right? That means extinct. That's a phrase, the way of the dodo. That is a phrase meaning that Saturday morning, the magic of Saturday morning was extinct. Now, it's not really extinct because we resurrected it here. Like I said, we started the show doing drive time in the afternoon. But then I sat there and thought to myself, I said, self, what needs to happen? We need to bring back that magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning to the masses because the government took it away from you. That's right. The government took it away, and shame on them for doing it. They said that when you were a child that you weren't learning. You already been to school for the last 5 days. But then they said, you know what? We need more educational programming. They took away your cartoons and told you that no more Saturday morning cartoons are going to be on Saturday morning. Ruining childhoods all over the country. Can you imagine? I mean, some people were able to go through the whole system and the whole method of 80s cartoons, mid-90s cartoons. And by then, they're graduating high school. And they're much older. But think about the children for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. The children, the kids that were maybe 3, 4 years old, 5 years old. And the government just snatched it away from them. Snatched it away. And it was terrible. So what did we do? We decided to bring back Saturday morning cartoons via the radio. And what we did there is we started playing cartoon themes. And like I said, sometimes we played movie themes, sometimes even sitcom themes. And those were always one of those things that when you start hearing them, you're like, oh, wait a minute. This brings me back. And it does bring you back. And so that's why we're here. We're here doing what needed to be done, fostering that imagination, the childhood, the memories, and all of that from that era. But then, of course, then there's the news, which I would be remiss if I didn't actually go over some of the things that happened. Now, I'm going to try to go over a few things here. In fact, I have a buddy of mine. He goes by the name of Shane Cashman. Now, Shane Cashman is an investigative reporter and a writer. But every week on Saturdays, he writes a little blurb on his X account. And I thought this was interesting because he started doing it a couple of weeks back. And this is great. It kind of goes over just some of the news that has happened throughout the week. So I'm going to say some phrases in here, and let's just see if you guys remember hearing any of this, because all of this is news that happened this week. All of this has happened this week. So hold on for a moment. Let's see if we can get through some of this. North Carolina couple sued for summoning vultures. Unconfirmed kamikaze dolphins. Ebola, bird flu, garbage peace deals, ceasefires on life support, a person sucked through a jet engine, a swarm of bees at the White House, Nancy Guthrie missing for more than 100 days, a dead psychic spy from the CIA who predicted a solar apocalypse in 2026 of all years, a Chinese transformer robot smashing through walls, an underwater bomb found near an Alabama dam, remote control human cells, Representative Burleson saying UFOs and aliens have challenged his faith in God. Jason Collins, the NBA's first openly gay player, has died. So, California inmates watching questionable material on taxpayer-funded iPads. A Bronx man operating a Chinese police station in New York City. Florida banning sloths and shutting down alligator Alcatraz. Bodies found inside of cargo train in Laredo, Texas. A lost biblical town that was the site of several of Jesus' miracles was discovered. The Euphrates River is shrinking. Trump renaming the Iran war from Epic Fury to Sledgehammer. Let's see here. A dust devil at NASCAR. A structure below the Bermuda Triangle. A juvenile shark in New Jersey. Canada seeing its biggest military recruitment surge in 30 years. A gunman opening fire in Cambridge, Massachusetts in a park. The Bumble dating app removing the left-right swipe and replacing it with an AI matchmaker. Let's see. Arcadia, California mayor Eileen Wang charged with acting as an illegal agent of China. AI brain fry is now a thing. Sam Altman saying GPT 5.5 is an autistic genius. A new study revealing that those with autism can synchronize their brain waves with one another. Twin teen sisters foaming at the mouth after being given a vape laced with zombie drug known as Spice. A wildfire in the Everglades. Microsoft wanting to build a $1 billion data center in Kenya because Bill Gates loves to help Africa. The cost of living has risen 106% since 2001. Inflation jumping to 3.8%. UCF graduates booing a commencement speaker after she praised AI. The Pentagon saying the war in Iran has cost, what is that, $29 trillion? $29 trillion? Magic Johnson known for making great decisions, endorsing LA Mayor Karen Bass for re-election. Iranian hackers hacking gas station tank readers. Tulsi Gabbard probing U.S. funding to more than 120 foreign biolabs. A crypto robbery spree, racking up $6.5 million. Georgians upset after a data center drained 30 million gallons of water during a drought. A refinery fire in West Tulsa, Oklahoma, right after the state banned child marriages. President Trump and Xi considering a deal to allow China to invest $1 trillion to build factories in the U.S., which should go well considering how many Chinese spies are already here. A CIA whistleblower saying COVID origins were purposely concealed. Israel having built a secret military base in Iraq to support its operation against Iran. Was there tunnels in Japan? Discovering a cave on the moon that leads to a vast underground tunnel. Samsung smart refrigerators recognizing more than 2,000 foods. Driscoll's strawberries causing cancer. A TikToker admitting to using ChatGPT to make her DoorDash order looked undercooked, only to get a refund. Chud the builder facing prison. The Costco CEO saying consumers are buying more canned fish. U.S. home sellers outnumbering buyers by 630,000. Google and SpaceX in talks to put an orbital data center in space. The Connecticut House passing a bill requiring AI chatbots to block sexual interactions with minors. Meta employees organizing a protest over mouse tracking technology. India's prime minister asking citizens to conserve fuel, carpool, use electric cars, and adopt the good old COVID-19 strategy of working from home. Kash Patel accusing Senator Van Hollen of slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollars. Japan releasing UFO files. Trump making Venezuela the 51st state, the moon the 52nd, right? Mondami saying that New York City has cut $12 billion in budget deficit to zero. Rachel Dolezal becoming a blackface sex therapist. Representative Maxine Waters saying that she might stay in Congress even after she dies. Martha Stewart raising $10 million for her AI startup. Unidentified flying objects seen in the Strait of Hormuz. Papa John's delivering pizza by drone. Carrie Lake becoming ambassador to Jamaica. Rubio dressing up as Maduro. King Charles saying that he wants to roll out digital IDs while dressed like Elton John. Waymo recalling 3,791 robo-taxis after one drove into a flooded road, while dozens of other Waymos are stuck circling a cul-de-sac in Atlanta. A study no one asked for scientists suggesting the hantavirus might survive in human sperm for up to 6 years. Well, how about that? Meanwhile, JFK is saying today's American teenagers don't have as much sperm as adult males, like Brigitte Macron. North Korea will nuke everyone if leader Kim Jong-un is assassinated. Dennis Rodman is yet to comment. 1 in 4 Americans believe Donald Trump staged the White House Correspondents' Dinner assassination attempt. A standoff between Secret Service and Chinese police in Beijing. Let's see here. Caught on camera by the director of Rush Hour and an Epstein friend, Brett Ratner. Okay, that's sarcasm. And lastly, Trump saying he wants to visit Fort Knox to see whether or not we have any gold so that he can melt it down to make another statue of himself. So, oh, that's all some of the stuff that happened this week. I'm not sure if any of you guys saw any of that, but that was quite a week. So we'll start doing that, reading some of these and taking some notes. I thought it was very interesting when you read about what happened over in China. It depends on who you listen to. Either Trump came back with everything or Trump came back with nothing. Old Orange 47 had his hands full when he came back, or he didn't. Which is why I keep telling everybody, don't ever listen to the news. And remember that it's just entertainment. In fact, similar to sports, what you need to realize is that the news doesn't have to tell you the truth. All they have to really do is entertain you. So then the question comes is, well, what are they actually saying? There was a report this week that the CIA raided Tulsi Gabbard. Come to find out that did not happen. So you just never know what you could read, what you could hear, what you could see. And watching the news is very terrible. It is very terrible. I always recommend people reading their news, doing their own research, or just coming and just listening to me on the weekend. Because I just gave you a list of everything that happened. Now you can go about the rest of your weekend and not worry about any of it. So that's that. Now, one of the last things, of course, we do want to get to is what we were talking about earlier. Once again, tip of the cap to Mike Gordon, who was the mastermind of Motuniverse, joined us earlier in the show for the Saturday morning radio portion. Once again, if you're not listening to Saturday morning radio, then your Saturday mornings are absolutely nothing, because it's the only place where you'll be able to soak in the nostalgia of yesteryear. And while we talk to people about wrestling and cartoons and action figures, toys, video games, all of that fun stuff, all the stuff that what? That's right, the government took away from you. Still trying to. You know, they still are trying to. They don't want you to have any fun. So, and I'm not saying that you just need to sit around in your house all day and worry about it. No, go outside and touch grass. That is something that I recommend you doing. Go touch grass. In fact, this weekend, what is it? There is a River Rock. River Rock is happening downtown in the city. What was that? Oh, no, I'm not going down to River Rock. Are you kidding me? All the dust and bugs and sweaty people running and people getting out of the river after canoeing. Who knows what's in that? Is the river even safe anymore? I don't even know. Ugh, absolutely disgusting. So, but I hope everybody does go. If they do go, have fun, take pictures and all that fun stuff. But it does give you an opportunity to go outside and touch grass, which I will always say is something that you should do, or go outside and cut the grass. Isn't that what you guys have to do later on? I'm talking to the producers here. Now, of course, you guys will never hear the producers talk. There's a reason why. It's because last thing you want to do is hear a producer talk. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Just derails the whole show. But yeah, so I hope that all of you guys have a wonderful weekend. Once again, at the top of the program, or at the top of this hour, we made sure that we did play some Bugs Bunny clips. You know, because we do need to make sure that Bugs Bunny is canceled. Do we have those again? We do have those again. All right, so hold on just a moment, because we got to make sure that we do cancel Bugs Bunny, because Bugs Bunny definitely needs to be canceled. Hold on. Do we have that?
Here I am. Hey, just a cotton-picking minute.
Can't say that, Bugs. Can't say that at all. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And what is it? We had one more other one, right? Do we have another one?
One little, two little, three little engines. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little engines. Uh-oh, sorry, that one was a half-breed. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little engines. 10 little engine boys.
Telling you what, Bugs, you're going to get everybody in trouble. You're going to get everybody in the Looney Tunes in trouble. In fact, I think I saw where isn't the Wile E. Coyote versus Acme? You know, he's finally taking his grievances directly to court against Acme and everything that Acme, you know, ended up blowing up in his own face. That movie's coming out soon. I'm very interested to see how that all goes down. This is very, very, yeah. In fact, as somebody just said in the chat, Bugs Bunny has me triggered. And that's one of the reasons why we started off the whole show, ladies and gentlemen, telling everybody that you know what they need to do? They need to cancel Bugs Bunny. That's right. Can't be saying that kind of stuff anymore, Bugs. Absolutely ridiculous. You know what? Somebody's going to get offended. Somebody's going to get upset. And in the words of Charlie Brown, good grief. Once again, tinyurl.com/SamNewsMan. tinyurl.com/SamNewsMan. Scroll down. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to nominate Sam Newsman, WDCE, for Best Afternoon Radio Show. You're going to have to sit there and put in a couple pieces of information. But that's only to make sure that you're a real human. In the past, they've had bots. They've had AI now. They want to make sure that the people who are actually nominating are real humans. Now, here's what's really interesting. If you have multiple emails, you want to go and nominate Sam Newsman using every single one of those emails. So every single email is one of those things that you want to use. So that way we can make it into the top 5. Once we make it to the top 5, then what will happen is that we'll have a text to call number, and it'll be much, much easier for you to vote in July. But we need your help now to nominate me. tinyurl.com/SamNewsMan, tinyurl.com/SamNewsMan. Scroll down, Best Afternoon Radio Show. Nominate me there. And then scroll down, go to Best Morning Show, and nominate Saturday Morning Radio. Once again, that's where we were this morning. I had somebody pop in the chat here saying, hey, say hi to Mike for me. So, and it was great. So, oh, man. Somebody said, Sam's always good seeing you on the 3POA now. So I haven't been on the 3POA in a couple of weeks. You know, as you know, the news has been keeping me quite busy. But one of the things is that I will be on the 3POA this Wednesday. 3POA, the 3POA podcast on Wednesday nights. That is it's 8 o'clock. Is it 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern time is when we'll be on there. So 3POA, tip of the cap, of course, to all my buddies over there. Ryan, who does an amazing job, an amazing show host and producer over there. And I always am honored that I do get the chance to be on the show with those guys, talking about action figures and toys. So if you like action figures and toys, make sure you're following me. Make sure you're following the 3POA podcast, and you'll see us all talking about action figures and toys on Wednesday nights. I'll be there this Wednesday. And I want to say thank you once again to all of those guys as well. I was on Toy Mercs. What is it? Toy Mercs Live. That was this past Wednesday. I had the Wednesday off from the 3POA. Did another show with Toy Mercs. Also, Casual Toy Collector was with those guys last night. So just trying to make the rounds, if you will, in the toy community. God bless everybody in the toy community. You know, I love action figures and toys myself. You know, well, I'm like kind of a big action figure and toy. I'm interactive, right? Listen, no hand jokes. No hand up the back of the puppet jokes. Yeah, it's so lame. So lame. But but anyways, at Sam Newsman all over social media. Once again, tinyurl.com/SamNewsman. Best afternoon radio show, me, Sam Newsman. Best morning show, Saturday Morning Radio, WDCE. Nominate both of those, and hopefully in July, we'll have made the top 5, and we will have that voting round then. So once again, at Sam Newsman all over social media is where you're going to find me. That's at Sam Newsman all over social media is where you will find me. And just make sure that you're checking us out. We are starting to do reels almost on a daily basis, where I just give you a couple of headlines that caught my attention and things maybe you should be watching and reading about throughout the week. So at Sam Newsman all over social media to watch those reels as I post them throughout the week. Shout out to everybody, of course, in the chat here on the Sam Cams. Want to thank you. Want to thank everyone, of course, for listening. So someone says, are they really trying to cancel Bugs Bunny now? No, they're not. We are. Because you can't say things like cotton picking and engines and half-breeds. You know, that type of language will get you canceled and censored. And all in good fun, all tongue-in-cheek. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, at Sam Newsman all over social media is where you're going to find me. Stick around here for a few moments. Citizen Jerem's going to come in just a bit, give you his little Mr. Rogers segment here at the end of the show, and hopefully encourage you as you enjoy the rest of your weekend. So once again, from me, here broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond, you're listening to WDCE 90.1 FM, setting the standard and raising the bar. The only way a real award-winning media puppet knows how to do. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is WDCE 90.1 FM, University of Richmond Radio.